Always use pot holders when taking things out of the oven.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. The T-bone.
And chick brew.
Let's God bless. All these years, just get it right one time.
What do you want from me?
40 years they've been trying. You couldn't fire somebody if they were horrible, doing a terrible job for the veterans. And now you can say, you're fired.
Okay. No one listens to radio.
And now for a quick disclaimer. The T-Bone
And chick brew.
Show is brought to you by nobody. We have no sponsors.
The show is still rated G.
For glorious! Today is a day we are going to try something we have never tried before. I have a friend of mine, you know what? I don't even want to...
Dance with somebody?
With my father again, actually. What? A Luther Vandross song you don't like? Invite people. Here we go. We're going to try to pull in Travis Bailey. Let's see if we can make this happen. And I don't want to explain why we're calling Travis until Travis is actually available. If we can make this happen, that'll be fun. I have a lot of questions.
Oh.
Oh, hold on. I think we got him.
What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Travis Bailey to the T-Bone and Chick Brew Show. Travis is currently in Sturgis, South Dakota at the ever-popular motorcycle thing. He has had his hand on this Indian motorcycle for over, I think, 50 hours. What's the clock on this, Travis?
So we're at, right now, 50 hours on the clock.
So
There's one guy with me.
Yes, I've noticed.
To go.
Have you considered bribing him?
I did. I told him give me 20 grand and he can have it. And he said no, so I will win.
Now, I've been following you over this period of time. We are only on audio. If you want to use your phone as a phone, that's okay too.
Perfect.
I've been sharing your exploits with Jules as the day has gone on, as the past 2 days have gone on, and she's got nothing but questions. I love that's a great shot of the ear canal. She's got nothing but questions, and question number one is, how are you going to the bathroom? You've been doing this for 2 days. How are you going to the bathroom?
All right, so every 4 hours we get a 15-minute break every 4 hours.
All right. So you've been doing this so long. How are you sleeping?
You try. Might get to, you might not. So I've had a total of 15 minutes of sleep in 50 hours.
15 minutes of sleep in 50 hours. Do you still got it in you? Can you pull this off? Can you do this?
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
And where is the wife right now? Is she helping you? Is she your teammate?
Joanna is in Alabama with the kids.
So are you doing this by yourself? Do you have no support whatsoever? Is there nobody there to help you?
So I have four people that came down with me, senior chief and 3 Marines.
Because you look a little dehydrated. You look like you could, your lips look a little dry.
No, I'm great.
I'm sure you're peeing a orange marmalade color.
It's white.
Straight powder.
Is there any indication that your opponent is getting ready to give up?
No, I think he's got a little bit more in him.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm rooting for you. I'm sharing your story on social media as much as I can. I want you to win this motorcycle. You have to drive by the house on your way home. And I thought by getting a quick interview with you on the show, we might be able to spread your visibility just a little bit more.
Awesome. Can I talk about who's sponsoring this, Tony?
Absolutely.
All right, so this is coming from... they're called Law Tigers Motorcycle Lawyers, so they're all throughout the U.S. They went and worked with Indian Motorcycles to get this motorcycle and put on this contest. So there was 300,000 applicants, and that actually won the trip there. Out of the 15 of us, only 8 showed up. So they're a great organization. They give back to the community. Absolutely a must if you ride a motorcycle, get in an accident, call Law Tigers. Great organization.
Is it lawtigers.com?
It's, lawtigers.com.
We'll make sure to get that word out too. Hey, good luck to you, man. I'm rooting for you. Don't fail. And like I said in the original post, if you don't win, don't come home.
Roger that, brother.
All right, brother. Be safe.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye. That didn't work out very well. When I went to hang up on him, I hung up on everybody.
I was like, what happened? Where did he go? Now I have the hiccups.
What would you be willing to keep your hand on for over 50 hours to win?
I'm not going to lie. The 15-minute break every 4 hours
does make it kind of...
I would probably just about anything.
Yeah, the 15-minute break is almost like a deal breaker. We did the thing called the Indianapolis Challenge in the pool there in Sigonella, where we spent 12 hours in the water. But the 12 hours in the water was with, if you needed to go potty, you got to get up and go potty. There was breaks available. We were trying to do a reenactment, a little bit of what it took for the sailors of the USS Indianapolis when their ship was sunk. We were doing a little something like that. I mean, it was a hot Sigonella sun, and it was only for 12 hours. And I got to tell you, if you spend 12 hours in the water, you get wrinkly.
Oh, yeah.
Excessively wrinkly. So it has been a week. This is episode 6 of season 11. In last week's Magic Mirror, for some reason, I did not mention Linda. I did not mention Linda. And Linda was quick to comment. I don't even really remember talking about the birthday party that much, but she was quick to comment that she was not seen in the Magic Mirror, even though she was literally at the event. So there will be no mistaking. Linda is definitely being called out in this week's Magic Mirror. That's a spider. He's just crawling right down like, I can see you, spider. You're right in my field of vision. You're huge. I'm not a fan of killing things that don't need killing. And I understand spiders serve a purpose. But if you could just go back up to wherever you came from, young man, I won't have to kill you. But see, right now...
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. Right now, you're crossing a line.
Oh.
And I'm going to have to kill you. I warned you. I did not want to do that.
Did you just use the book of everything?
I did. I did use the book of everything to kill the spider. And again, not a fan of killing things that don't need killing.
That was a big spider.
It was a big spider. And, they always sneak up on me. I got the spider bites all over my body. And, I don't understand how it happens. I'm so disappointed with you. We didn't talk about this last time, but the last time we talked, I was so excited to actually talk to you because it had been so long that I wasn't able to share my frustrations with you, my angers, if you will. I specifically set this room up to be a 2-person studio on the thoughts that maybe, possibly, you were coming to the birthday party.
I tried. So here's the thing. I looked at train tickets and the times that by the time I would finally get there, it would have been too late. It would have already started. I actually looked at airline tickets to fly in, go to the party, and then fly out. One, they were more than today's car payment. They were like $756, and I would have gotten back just in time to immediately get on a flight to leave because I left the next day.
I know it was asking a lot. I know. And the fact that you thought about it still makes me happy. But the possibility of you pulling it off created this entire second portion of the studio.
I tried.
That now I've got to invite people into my house so that I can use this as a tax write-off. I got to get somebody else in here. We'll see if his schedule permits. We'll be back in the Harrisburg area in September of this year. Oh, my God. That's literally right around the corner. So I'll try to get Will in here for an interview and have some fun with him. And I've got to start going to the Comedy Zone. I got to start going there and networking and getting back into the business end of that comedy thing. And then, I'll try to get more people in. I will make this. You look very cute. I don't know why I'm saying that. The lighting is correct. Your face is all... I'm watching the Big Brother show, and this chick just got voted off, and I'm so glad she got voted off because she reminds me of you, except like an evil version of you, and I don't like her. So and she's a chef, who used to be a cop, but.
Well, I was never a cop.
But you were ASF, which is close.
No, I never did ASF.
Yes, you did. You
No. No, Carson did that. I didn't do it. I specifically malingered my way out of that.
How?
I have been on the accidental receiving end of pepper spray. They told me that I was going to have to take a canister to the face, and I said, I can't. I have allergies.
Allergies, of course.
Allergies,
Asthma, yes. Anything to get out of it. Pepper
Literally
spray
anything.
is
I'm
not that bad.
stupid.
Pepper spray's
I'm
not that
stupid.
bad.
You're not gonna. I did not sign up. There's a reason I'm not an MA. I'm not built for it. Know your strengths, own them, stay in your lane. That's me. You, great cop. Me.
Anyway, this woman, 40-year-old chef, light-skinned black woman with a little touch of gray and shaved sides on her head. She reminded me of you, because you know when you're watching TV, you kind of try to associate things. And she reminded me a little bit of you, but she was evil. She was manipulative, and she was bitter, and I didn't like her. And I didn't like her as a representation of you. So when they pulled the big shifty and they kicked her off the show, I was like, yeah, bye, not Christina.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's funny, like, have you ever had a dream of been dreaming and your significant other's in your dream, and they're just, like, the worst?
I call that real life. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I have, like, my normal partner and then my dream partner, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, dream partner is obviously the best. I'm like, no, that person is literally terrifying, and I loathe them. They're the worst versions. And, of course, like, things that the manager would never do. Ever, ever, ever do. But Dream Manager absolutely does them on the regular. And so then you wake up and you're like, I'm not talking to you.
Yes, I am a lucid dreamer. I do, I project a lot of my own angers and insecurities into the dream state, and the producer takes on some of those values, which she is not, and hopefully will never be, but yeah, it's easy to get really, really angry at your spouse when you're projecting your own issues onto them and they're playing it live in your dream. Yeah, that's I have done that. I do not recommend that. You should go to sleep every night thinking nothing but happy thoughts about your spouse. And then that carries over into the dream state. So that's how I used to avoid nightmares as a kid. Anything that was going to be scary, I would think about before going to bed, so they would be fresh in my memory, and I wouldn't dream about it. And it worked. So
you just cross that off the list.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Seen it.
I don't want to dream about Freddy Krueger. I mean, I was an adult when Freddy Krueger came out. But it still works as an adult, and it worked as a kid, too. Huh?
You were an adult?
Yes, I was an adult when Freddy Krueger was released. I hate you. I am projecting on you right now.
I guess I didn't really, put together the gap.
How old were you when Freddy Krueger came out?
I specifically remember not being allowed to watch it, and then it came out on VHS, and my friend Jackie, who lived next door, his dad had it, and we put it on, but we watched it from, around the couch. Both of us, peeking around the couch, and then hiding when literally anything happened on the screen. So I was that old.
Well, I mean...
Maybe second or third grade.
Second or third grade?
Probably second.
Wow.
Because it was before Rhode Island, which was third grade, so it had to...
Oh, okay. I wasn't an adult, but I was definitely a teenager when it came out. I don't know why I thought it came out later.
Very good. When did it come out? Did you look it up?
84, I did. But the thing is, I probably didn't watch it in 84. I've never been good. I've never been good at watching movies when they first come out. I'm just not a big fan of movieplexes. I remember the first time I saw, Patton. I saw Patton 30 years after it was made. And now, one of my favorite movies of all time. I can't flip past it on the channel and not just watch it.
I think my dad likes that.
Well, it's a great movie. Sling Blade was a movie that I didn't see until like 15 years after it was made, which is a shame because I could do a great Billy Joe Bob impression. Billy Joe Bob Thornton impression in that movie. I could do a great impression of that, but by the time I finally saw the movie, it was kind of played out.
Yeah. I did see a movie this week, though. We went and saw Thor, because who doesn't want to see Thor? He's beautiful.
Not what I was expecting to hear from you, but okay.
He's all muscly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good, though. We watched it. We always watch the Marvel movies. We always watch them, and we really enjoyed them. We watched Spider-Man. We watched the rest of the Spider-Mans this weekend. We watched the newer Doctor Strange in preparation for Thor. It was a good weekend.
I have not seen any of those movies.
Well, you've missed out. It's a good time.
I usually end up watching Marvel movies like on a plane, on a cruise ship, somewhere where I don't have options. And when I watch them, I enjoy them. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy them, but I never set out to I can't wait to see what happens to the Wasp in the quantum realms of the and
oh yeah, Ant and Wasp.
Why are there three Spider-Mans? I've never really.
Well, because of the multiverse.
Well, if I want to deal with the multiverse, I watch Rick Sanchez as she stares at me with dull, dead eyes. All right, who gets the promo? Who gets to do the promo? Is it the kids or is it Teagan? You tell me.
Oh, Teagan did one?
Oh, you didn't hear that?
No.
It's a T-Bone and Chick Brew hotline.
You used to call me on my
904-385-3977.
You used to.
I thought I did that last week and explained to you that I have 3 places for words there, and I left the kids in because, the kids did a good job.
Yeah, they did a good job.
They did a good job. And Teagan did a good job, although it took her 2 takes. I'm sure we talked about this last week.
I think we did, actually. Now
all right.
2 takes.
So here's a serious question for you.
Yeah.
If you go to the hospital, at what point do you feel like you are required to notify your spouse?
Well, if I go to the hospital, chances are my spouse has been telling me to go to the hospital for several days. So probably pretty quickly, just so that the gloating will be done by the time I am released from said hospital.
So, the second COVID shot messed me up pretty bad.
Yeah.
It put me in the emergency room, and I was able to be in the emergency room for several hours of testing and get home before she noticed I was missing. Right? And I still don't think she knows about that. Because she doesn't listen to the show.
Perfect. Your secrets are safe.
Right, yeah, I just say I'm here, I'm safe. On Monday, I was in the ER. And
what?
once again, I was able, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, if I am in the emergency room on a weekend, there is room to be concerned. But if I can wait till Monday to go to the ER, I have planned this out. No, Thursday, the week prior, my back started causing me an issue. But it was a really, really strange issue that around my T4, T5 in the thoracic region of my spine, something would impact there and it would push through my heart and through my arms. And I was in an incredible amount of pain. But, maybe I slept wrong, or maybe this, or maybe it's cancer and I'm going to die. I'm a hypochondriac. I went through all of this.
And you definitely don't want to find out that soon. You don't want the bad news soon. I get it.
You know me. I don't want to be the guy that goes into the ER and they say, well, if we'd only found this a week earlier. I never want to be that guy. But at the same time, I am a hypochondriac. I know this. I can't go to the hospital every time I'm feeling weird. I know that. So they have these things in America now called Patients First. This is something that's new to me. They didn't have these when I left the United States, and they do now. It's kind of like a hospital. It's staffed with nurses and doctors and such, but they're not an emergency room. They can do a bunch of things, and they can do them cheaper because they're not a hospital. So I went to Patient First, and of course they do the EKG, and they do the chest x-rays, and the doctor there, bless her heart, she kept saying, I can't rule out any of the scary things. And that's all she would say was the scary things. She said, your lungs look a little COVID-y, but I can't rule out any of the scary things. Now, I don't have to tell you where this put me. This put me in a very, very dark and dangerous place. So they recommended I go to the emergency room. And I told her, I don't want to go to the emergency room. I don't like hospitals. That's where people go to die. And she laughed at my joke, but said, no, you should really go to the emergency room. And they built a brand new hospital right around the corner from the house. Beautiful, brand new, everything's brand new. And there's no people there. You go in and everybody's friendly and there's no wait and they're super attentive. And they did a full blood panel. They did another EKG. They did an MRI. They did a CAT scan. They did everything.
How did you get all of that on one trip?
Because there was nobody else there. I mean, there might have been a couple other customers, but they were definitely staffed for the occasion. And they weren't even like a level 1 trauma center. They don't have a helipad. They can't do anything. So I'm there and just terrified the entire time and just watching the clock tick away. And I'm already working on my last will and testament. I mean, it's exhausting what I went through because everything was the deal with God. I'll stop doing this if you just let me live. I'll stop doing that if you. It's just the five steps of. You know what they are. I've always wanted to do a joke about this, but I can never remember what they're called.
That's the joke.
Yeah. The 5 steps of acceptance or whatever it's called.
Yeah, like denial.
Right, guilt,
anger.
and then bargaining, and then finally acceptance.
Yeah.
And the doc comes back, and at the end of the day, he says, everything looks good. Surprisingly, everything looks good. Like your heart, your lungs, your liver, it all looks good. He said, I do notice this little bit of what looks like arthritis in your spine. And that could be what's causing it, and here's some medication and we'll try to work it that way. Well, that was Monday. And here we are almost a week later and it's not getting better. So where does my brain go? My brain goes to, that guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. They clearly mixed up my blood test with somebody else. There's no way my liver's fine and my lungs are fine and my heart's fine. It must have been somebody else's test results. So now I'm back in this dark place again, just thinking about all the things wrong with me and wanting to do better because I've gotten to a point in my life where I'm really, really happy and I'm really comfortable and I don't want it to end. And it's driving me bonkers because this pain just resonates there. And then when it happens, like, I can't say it's unbearable because obviously it's bearable, but it's very, very painful. It's an excruciating pain.
So I should go to the doctor right now, and I'll tell you that I've been told by 2 people that I know and trust very much that I should go to the doctor, and I haven't because same, right? I'm not hunting for bad news. I don't want that. Last week, I was going down the stairs quickly and my foot slipped and both of my heels landed on a step straight down with all of my too much weight. And now I have pain and it feels like if someone took nails and shoved it under your toenails and then pulled back, try to like rip your toenails off from the nerve up to my shins. And then, of course, I'm not going to go to the doctor for that. Obviously, I have jammed something and stubbed some nerves. That's obviously all that's happened.
Right. We're tough people. We take a couple of Motrin and we hydrate, right? And we're good.
Yep. Drink your water, mind your business.
Until that doesn't work.
Until it doesn't work. And then, and it's funny because it's like the other day, I went into the pool and I was like, oh, it'll be really nice to be in the water and not have any extra pressure on my legs, and like float around and be buoyant and not fat. I mean, be fat, but like not feel the fat. And I went under the water and I like swam forward. And when I came up, I put my feet down on the ground. And when I did, something in my body from my heels all the way up to right across the back of my shoulders, it felt like someone went and just punched me right over my shoulder blades. And I was like, I'm sorry. What? And so now anytime I go like this, I can't do it. That's it.
So old me,
above my head now.
old me would say something like, well, maybe you should go to a chiropractor. But in this last week, some woman who went to a chiropractor got her back broke and died. I don't
want to do that.
I don't know how that's not a more regular thing, because every time I go to the chiropractor, I'm like, what are you doing? That is not right. That's not normal. That's quite painful. You shouldn't do that to people. Luckily, I had enough elasticity in my spine that it didn't break it.
Every time I watch videos on like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, and they're like doing that, I'm like, how is that helpful? That can't be. They're just doing it for the real, I think.
Everyone's doing it for the real.
There's no way that sound is actually benefiting anyone. No.
Well, those are the big things I wanted to get off my chest. I wanted to definitely talk about my mother-in-law, Linda, and make sure she's...
I got big things on my chest, too, but they're just...
Ha! You and me both, sister.
You're so nice.
I want to talk about my hospital visit. I want to talk to you about the two-person setup in our pitter-patter, in our chit-chat, our back and forth, and we pulled in a live interview for Travis. So that was something we don't normally do. Why don't we go to the Wheel of Destiny and find out what we're going to talk about next? It's time to talk about cooking.
And tonight proved one thing. You know all.
You seem a little excited to talk about cooking.
I've been cooking all day.
Oh, I can't wait to hear. What you been cooking?
Today, I made ribs.
Uh-huh.
Use your recipe. Well, not your recipe, but your method.
Oh,
method.
yeah.
I did Instant Pot with applesauce. Rub on the ribs. Cook them in the Instant Pot, and then put them on the grill with some barbecue sauce to finish them off. Delicious.
Yes.
I did corn, a little bit of butter in the husk, in the oven to get it started, and then on the grill to finish it off so it gets all crispy and delicious. And then I did what I call my HEB, knockoff HEB potato salad.
Is that H-E-B?
Howard Edward Butt grocery store. Yes. Very
Oh, what is Howard Edward Butt grocery store?
It's a big thing in Texas.
Oh, okay. Not
They
from
have
there.
this
Don't know
potato
that.
salad.
What's that?
Yeah. Anyone from Texas will be like, oh my God, HEB potato salad. I know exactly what that is. But it's really good potato salad, and I make a knockoff of it, and it was really good.
We have a lot of Amish food in the area. So if you go to like one of our supermarkets, and the house that we ended up in is so amazing because the hospital and the emergency room that I was talking about is right there. We have two giant, excuse me, I can't use that word because we have two very large grocery stores on both sides of us. The veterinarian clinic's right there. The cannabis store's right there. The grocery stores are Wise and Giant. Those are the big things in this area. And a lot of the time, they'll have Amish stuff inside these supermarkets.
What is that?
Well, it's like potato salad, except it has the word Amish in front of it, or behind it, or underneath it. You know that the potato salad was made by the Amish. Or
What makes...
I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of Amish things here.
So just like the word Amish makes it Amish?
I think so. I really don't think.
Do they get credit for it? Is it like money?
I don't think they get credit for it. No.
Who's that beautiful buddy?
That is Zeus right there. Yes.
Oh,
Come here.
buddy.
Come
Hi. Hi,
Oh,
Matthew.
oh,
You're
yes.
so tall
Oh,
and
yes.
handsome.
Yes.
Oh, give him kisses. You give him kisses. He deserves those
Oh,
kisses. Yes.
Leland Melvin is an astronaut. Was an astronaut with NASA. And when he did his official NASA astronaut photo, he's got a picture of two Ridgebacks climbing up on him, kind of like Zeus just did to me. I follow him on Facebook. He's a great guy. Ro and Zeus. No. Ro and Zero and Ro. L. Oh, I can't remember. LRZ. Ro. Zero. Doesn't matter. He's got two beautiful Ridgebacks. And he takes them out all the time, and he does field trips with them, and it's fun time. He got one of those camper vans that took him across country. He's going to go to, I don't know why I know so much about this astronaut. I like the guy.
You know a lot. You know a lot. It's a little stalkery, but we're just going to roll with it. You know, we'll say it's your new hobby.
Oh, we were talking about food. And then Zeus just jumped in the picture. Sorry about that. So,
I'm not.
For those who don't know, why don't you tell them about my Instapot method?
Well, you cook your ribs in your Instant Pot.
Absolutely, 100% of the time.
And I did also, because normally before my Instant Pot, I would do like a very low and slow
boil
braise in the oven. And yeah, but that takes a lot of time, and I have a lot of time. And honestly, just because it takes time doesn't mean that it's better. No,
correct.
It's and I was able to do two slabs of ribs at once.
Right.
It came out fine.
And they're fall off the bone.
I could hardly get them on the grill. They were.
That is a challenge. That is the challenge.
Yeah, luckily I have like massive tongs that are like 2 forearms coming together.
Well, even if you just take them out of the Instant Pot and put them right on a plate and then put barbecue sauce on them there, it's still a challenge because they're so moist and so tender that the bones just fall right out.
What I did was I put the rack in the bottom, and then I like hooked it, and that got most of them, and I like just put all of them on at once, all of them on a sheet pan at once.
So you cooked them? Yeah, you have to do it on a sheet pan because if you don't, they'll fall right through the grill.
Well, I put them on the grill after, but I kind of let them cool down, so like the meat kind of tightened back up. But yeah, putting them on the little rack that goes in the Instant Pot and then pulling it all out together makes a big difference.
Yes,
as opposed
definitely.
To like trying to, because there's all the bones would have fallen out otherwise.
I was talking to Big Baby this week. He didn't know what limoncello was. And I was like, well, I've done multiple videos. I can show you how to make it. No, I want to know what it is. It's a digestivo. It's an after-dinner drink. It's made with lemons and a very powerful alcohol known as Fino. What is Fino? I was like, you know what Everclear is? Yeah, well, it's much stronger than Everclear, okay? It's called Fino. It's the end, my friend. And it's illegal to buy in the United States. So I meant to send him a video of me making limoncello, and I forgot to do that. I'm going to have to do that. He stepped off of Facebook.
Booze right now.
You're doing what?
I'm making booze right now.
What are you making?
I'm making another mead.
Oh, Instapot has a way of making wines. I don't find it pleasurable.
I watched a video about that. It did not end well, so I have no interest in it. But I'm making a pear and lemon mead.
Ooh, a pear and lemon mead.
Booze in the guest bedroom right now. So the mead that I made when I was in New York came out fantastic. When I was back, it had finished its last rack. I had bottled it. Everything was good. It had rested for over 6 months. It was delicious. Mead
and wine and yogurt. These are all things that can be made in an Instapot, but I just prefer to buy. It isn't worth it, especially in Spain. I could buy like 2 kilos of yogurt for like €1. It was insane. Here it's a little bit more expensive, but still, it saves me a lot of time. Those things take time. I'm not good at the time taking things. I am good at the limoncello because when I make it, I put it in a cabinet and I just don't go into that cabinet again for months. And then when I finally go in there, I'm like, surprise! And the same kind of goes for my kimchi. Once you make a batch of kimchi, it has to settle. It has to rest. And you got to put it in a nice little quiet, cool place and let that fermentation thing work. What I made this week, and I tell you, I'm getting better at it every time. Corn on the cob. Amish corn on the cob, if you will. No, I mean, we have a lot of cornfields here. And this time of year, corn goes on sale, and it is crazy cheap. Here's 10 ears of corn for 50 cents. Just get rid of it. Just take it with you. I throw it in the Instapot. What I do is I saute 1 cup. I take a cup of water, half a stick of butter, garlic, salt, cayenne pepper, and pepper. And I saute that liquid up real nice and get it going. Once that butter's melted, I put strip all the corn down from the husk. I put it all in the Instapot. And in 2 minutes, I cook it for 2 minutes on high pressure. When it comes out, all of the corn is buttered. All of that butter is infused into all of the corn. So you don't have to individually butter your corn. The garlic salt is there. The pepper's there. It's just amazing little pieces of corn all on their own without any extra work. I love Tony's Amish corn on the cob.
T-bones, Amish, corn on the cob.
I love it, man. It's delicious. Well, that was some good talking about food. It's one of the things we do here on a regular basis because she's a chef and I am not. But it's not the only thing we do. We also talk about other things. And now let's do the Book of Everything. It just gets you in the mood. When you hear that bumper music, you're like, these are things I want to talk about. Here we go from the Book of Everything. This is an actual real hardcover book. So hard is the cover of this book, you can use it to kill spiders if necessary. The first back we have today, beavers have transparent eyelids so they can see underwater with their eyes shut.
Unsay that. Unsay it. Take it back. I don't want to. Oh my God, no.
From the Book of Everything, beavers have transparent eyelids so they can see underwater with their eyes shut. That is probably the freakiest thing I could imagine on an animal. I actually want to Google right now.
My skin.
I want to Google beaver eyelids. That's very strange. All right, fact number 2 from the Book of Everything. And just so you know, we're going to headlines next. I hope you're ready.
I'm always ready.
Fact number 2 from the Book of Everything. Here we go. Zeppo Marx, the youngest of the Marx brothers, designed the clamping device that held the atom bombs in place before they were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Zeppo Marx, the baby Marx brother, designed the clamping device that held Big Boy and Little Boy in place before being dropped on cities in Japan, killing hundreds of thousands of people. Zeppo was the quiet Marx brother. He didn't talk.
The quiet one.
Yeah.
It's always the quiet ones.
All right. So we've done our, we've learned a little something there. Learned about the beaver's eyelids and Zeppo Marx being, assisting to the mass killings.
Today we learned about the Bombs and the Beavers.
The Bombs and the Beavers. I like it. And now we're going to do, and I still haven't done an opener. I thought about doing an opener all day, and I didn't do an opener. Anyway, we're doing news from around the globe with headlines brought to you by Chick Brew and interpreted by T-Bone. Do you have a headline for me?
Oh, I have 2.
Here we go. What you got?
Canadian man uses giant billboard to get rid of leftover dairy products in fridge.
I've priced billboards. They're quite pricey. He used a billboard. First of all, he's Canadian. How polite. He used a billboard to get rid of dairy products from his fridge. All right, I think what the headline is left out, by the way, great headline. I think what the headline is left out is that this is a restaurant. This isn't a home refrigerator. This isn't 24 and a half cubic feet of storage space. This is like 300 cubic feet of storage space. This is huge. And he probably got shut down because of COVID or the monkeypox or some other reason that the government likes to take out on the man. And he wants to bring attention to his plight by giving away all of the dairy products, which I'm assuming are mostly cheeses of some sort versus like lactate and milk and soy milk and almond milk. I'm imagining it's like real cheese. Like this guy's got a lot of cheese he's got to give away because he's going out of business, and he comes up with a sign. He probably puts it right next to one of those Chick-fil-A signs where it's got the cows out there. And it's like, eat more chicken, and except he has an accessory sign next to it. It's like, eat my cheese, take my dairy, please, or something along those lines. So that he gets the attention that he wants. He gives away the free dairy products, which I'm sure is cheese at this point, and none is the wiser. And I don't really remember how Canadian taxes work there. I haven't lived there in a very long time, but he'll probably try to write them off on his taxes as donations and giveaways. Either way, it's something he could have done on the side of the street without renting a billboard. So I have to believe his actual intent was to get attention for whatever his issue was. How close am I?
It was cheese. It was one string cheese, and he's looking for a trade. He wants the perfect trade for a string cheese, which is that's like a bold move because string cheese doesn't last forever. So your window of opportunity for this to be like...
He has one thing of string cheese.
One thing of string cheese.
That he's willing to trade.
And it's funny because it says that people have offered Persian cats, a girlfriend, all kinds of things on offer, and he has yet to commit to any trade.
Well, that's because he's probably eating the cheese at this point. He's gotten all the attention that he wanted.
Yeah, a box of Lucky Charms with all charms. It's been on offer.
A box of Lucky Charms with all charms?
Yeah, it's a weird offer, but just all marshmallows. I'm not mad at it.
But he had to take out a billboard? You know, billboards cost money. Yeah. What does the billboard itself say?
It says for trade, 1 string cheese. Accepting trades for 1 string cheese, marble flavor, still in original packaging, no low balls, I know what I have, and then a phone number.
A billboard? That is hilarious.
I'm gonna forward you the article here, just so you have it. In case you want to watch it later.
Oh, don't think I'm not about putting something on a billboard for that kind of attention.
Do you need me to send you some pictures to put on the T-Bone and Chick Brew billboard? Are we doing that? Is that happening?
Yes, I can definitely put that on the thing that we do. That thing.
I have some pictures of me that I took with Rupert today. We're both wearing party hats.
What?
Well, Rupert has been in a cone.
Yes.
Little. So I put him in a party hat. It's a different kind of cone. He liked it about the same amount.
Why was he in a cone?
He had a little tumor on his ear, so we went ahead and had it removed.
Okay.
You know.
Veterinarians are so cheap in Spain that if anything significant happened to Zeus, we'd probably just get on a plane, go back to Spain, and do whatever needed to be done there.
Yeah, and we would give you guys a place to stay.
What? That's what I'm talking about. Are you ready? Do you have another headline for me?
Of course I have another headline.
Awesome. Here we go.
French scientist trolls Twitter by claiming chorizo slice is actually a distant star.
French scientist trolls Twitter by pretending that a piece of chorizo is a distant star. Well, I got nothing. Because I've seen all these images from the Hubble telescope, the James Webb, the James Webb telescope. I've seen all these images and I'm not impressed at all. I understand the infinite. Oh my God, that's a great piece. That's a great piece of sausage right there. I believe that's a distant star. What if? Well, let's take this into consideration. What if we tried to trade a distant star, right, as an NFT on a billboard? I know what I have here. And,
I think we get a string
and
cheese.
somehow we put that with a French accent. I know what I have here. This is a distant star.
Worthy of at least 1 maple string cheese from Canada.
Oh, I wonder if the guy from Canada is French-Canadian. I'm wondering, they seem to be on their game this week. You found some great headlines. That was a difficult one, and we will post both of the pictures. We will post the picture of the string cheese and of the distant star from the James Webb Space Telescope so that you can see them for yourselves. You know, our super fan out there. You know, when we speak of super fans, I kind of miss some of our old super fans. I was in conversation with Mr. Mike Stanley recently, and he was like, where can I listen to the show? And I'm like, are you retarded? I mean, I know you're old, but it's called the internet. We literally put a link out every week that shows you exactly how you can get to it. But then I remember how dumb and old I am when I've been telling people for years on how to listen to the podcast, not realizing that if they weren't listening, they couldn't hear how to listen to the podcast. So, yeah. We all do dumb things. You know what it's time for now?
Oh, what?
You want to take a guess?
Birthdays.
That's right. It's time for a birthday boost. I'm going to shake it like it's birthday.
You're not invited.
K-pop for the rest of us. So it is time for Birthday Boost. Haven't done a real good job today explaining all of our little segments. So in the Birthday Boost section, what we do is we go through our list of people who are having birthdays, and we say awesome and amazing things about them. It's a pretty cool thing we do. It's just one of those things we do. And naturally, as always, I allow Chick Brew to go first. She gets 2, I get 2 people that we give birthday boost to. And boop-a-doop-a-doo, poppy. And then everybody else is just kind of like an honorable mention. But if you want to be in a future birthday boost, the only thing you got to do is just be a regular member of the show, and you can find the show, you can participate in the show and all that by just going to the website. So I did not do a good job of explaining that. I've got a bunch of weird things popping up here while I try to find my birthdays. All right, who's getting your birthday boost this week?
First birthday boost is Karen Feehan. She was on tour with me for 3 years. 3 years with Karen. I don't know. She lives in Colorado now. She's living her best life. I think the last time I talked to her was during the pandemic or just before the pandemic when everyone was like still wanting to be friends and talk to people they hadn't talked to in a while. It was weird, but Karen's amazing. Definitely one of those people that you like to work with because they don't ever complain about anything and will help you do things. Also, one time she bought, we were finishing an event. It was storming. This guy was trying to sell all of these like chocolate covered frozen bananas before the storm hit.
Dummy should have traded them.
Right, for at least one string cheese. Karen bought like 15. She bought everything he had left and was like, my staff will eat them. And we get in the van and now it's like been pouring. We broke down the tent. We're like exhausted. She's holding one up and it's a chocolate covered banana. And she goes, "Dick's on a stick, everybody." And she was also like, she's like my parents' age. So it was like watching my mom.
The most important part of that story was the end. You had to share that earlier.
No, it was better at the end. He's at home.
I am going to give my birthday boost, one of 2 that I have to give this week, to someone who also is probably showing up on your birthday listing, Mr. Michael Lantron.
Lanny.
Lanny there. Lanny worked with us there in Rhoda for many years. He's a good man. I think he's a senior chief already, isn't he?
Yep.
Oh my goodness gracious, how time flies. So old Senior Chief Lantron there, he was quasi-semi in charge of the radio station many, many years ago, and he allowed us to pretty much do whatever we wanted to do. We were pretty good with that. He's a great guy. He's got a lovely wife. He's got a beautiful family. He also took me up on the hash invite and came out and hashed with us, and we had a wonderful time together. I'm not going to talk about that. Anyway, my birthday boost goes to Mr. Michael, Senior Chief Lantron. That's who I'm giving mine to. It'll sound better when I edit it out. Who is your number 2? Who's the next person you're going to give a birthday boost to?
So I have this next person, their birthday is coming up here in this next week. And if you've been in the military, especially like kids in the military, before social media, you lost track of each other. Like, it just happened.
True story. You had 2 weeks.
You would write letters, and normally after like the second or third letter, then the other person moved, and the addresses returned to sender. Always happened, never failed. A few weeks ago, my sister-in-law sent me a picture of something that I had stuck in a Where's Waldo book when I was a kid. My mom has carried this Where's Waldo book in my belongings at her house for grandchildren. So when my mom goes to visit my sister-in-law and my brother while they are in town, she gives them this Where's Waldo book where there's a drawing where I have written my best friend at the time's name on this paper. It says Alexis Akers. I remember Alexis. We lived together in California. We lived together in Rhode Island. And after Rhode Island, we went separate ways, just like you do. We went to Japan. I have no idea where her family went. So I was like, I'm just going to into Facebook, Alexis Akers. I haven't talked to this person since I was in 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
There's one person on the entire Facebook that pops up. I look at the where have you lived? It is the same.
So it's her. Uh-huh.
It is her.
You send the message.
I send the message, hey, by chance, did you ever go to this school? And she says, I remember you and your brother, and you had a beagle named Sugar. Like, she remembered us.
Well, how cool is that?
Her birthday is coming up. So happy birthday to Alexis Akers.
Well, have you kept in touch since?
Yeah, we've messaged a few times.
That's awesome.
Well, oh, and what's crazy is I lived in Austin for all those years. She's in Texas. She's in Austin. She has family in Austin, family in Houston. I'm from Austin, and I have family in Houston, and we never knew it until I was all the way over here.
Crazy.
Isn't that insane?
It is crazy.
Super cool, though.
My second birthday boost of the day is going to go to the one and the only Mr. Phillip Mackey, also known as Rock, Paper, Scissors. One of my Asher friends from Korea, a fantastic individual who warms the deepest cockles of my heart on a regular basis with his awe-inspiring messages on Facebook. Phillip Mackey is the winner of my birthday boost. Now into the honorable mention section. What do you got for your honorable mentions? I've got a few to lay out there. Who do you got?
I've got Gina Moore-Williams, Brian Blair. I got... Nope, because you already said him. Amy Randall, and where'd he go? Oh, wait, when is our next show?
Next weekend?
Lindsey Gutierrez.
Oh, if I said the name Latonya Starks, would that ring a bell with you?
Starks?
Latonya Starks. Yep, she was a chief with us in Rhoda. Tim Bray, retired mass chief. You don't know, but I do. Is Skye Ashley. It's her birthday. Artie Fletcher. What? What are you saying?
Chief Starks?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I love Latonya. I do. Latonya Starks, retired mass chief Tim Bray, Skye Ashley, comedian Skye Ashley, comedian Artie Fletcher, who I could have sworn we acknowledged last week. Again, another mass chief, old Jeff Wright. God. These youngins, man, they grow up behind you, and you're just kind of amazed. We already covered Lanny. Kent Vaughn is having his. Amanda White, who I love to death, she's having hers. Berkey is having his birthday, and that will be before the next show. Ronan Folly, Jose Cabre, and Justin Wilson. All of those people are having their birthdays this week. Oh, that's Justin Wilson. I know who he is. He's a new friend. He lives in Philadelphia. Linda Edmond and Ken Mayo. These are all amazing people having their birthdays in the next few days. So if you see them, give them money. How cool would it be if people just randomly walked up to people and said, hey, I heard it was your birthday, and just hand out $20. There you go. I promise there's no fentanyl on any of the money that I give out. Just, hey, does this rag smell like chloroform to you? Yeah. So that's what we do. It's a little shout out to all of our friends there. We give them a little birthday boost on the weekend.
Good buddy.
He is really in need of some love and attention. He is all over me today. So let's see. Have we covered everything that we need to cover? I think we have. We've done the cooking, and we did the birthdays, and we did the book of everything, and then we chit-chatted, and we did a live interview, and we did the news. I think we did a good show here, Chick Brew. I think it's everything people expect of us, and it's a tight 1 hour of us just going back and forth. As always, if you're a regular listener to the show, please go to the Facebook website or the Facebook page. You can find us by searching the hashtag The T-Bone and Chick Brew Show. One word. You can also find us by the shorter version, which is hashtag Lunsby. That's Lunsb. If you don't know what that means, you have to ask us on the Facebook page. We are The T-Bone and Chick Brew Show. We are in season number 11. I get it. You need love and attention. I'm wrapping up.
Damn it, Daddy.
When a 120-pound Ridgeback wants your attention, you have to give them your attention. It's what you have to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you as always for listening. We enjoy interacting with you. We enjoy this. My mother-in-law recently asked me, he's like, why do you do that? Are you making money? I was like, no, we kind of just do it for fun at this point. We are still informative. We are still entertaining. But the only people we're really here for are friends and family and anybody else. It's not like we're going, we have had episodes reach over 100 downloads, which is impressive. But we're not really. I don't see us going any further than that. So we do it because it's a good time for me and you to reconnect, and it's a good time to have a little fun. It's what we do. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today
our friendship will live longer than we will.
Because of the internet.
Because of the internet. And one day, someone will be like, oh, hey, do you want to hear what your Aunt Christina sounded like? And there I'll be on the T-Bone and Chick Brew show, and I'll be long gone.
But the thing is, when we were doing terrestrial radio, that signal goes out into the ether. It just goes and goes and goes. And aliens, billions of light years away from now, are supposedly, I don't understand how that was ever supposed to work. That they could pick up a TV or radio signal billions of years in the future on planets far, far away. But if you lived around the corner from the radio station, you couldn't hear it. I don't know how that works, actually. But at least when we were on terrestrial radio, their thought was that we were transmitting out to the entire universe. But when you go solely to the podcast format, you're no longer transmitting to the universe, and that makes me sad. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today, as I remind you every day, be the best person that you can be. And if you are a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow.
And don't forget that you are loved.
You are loved, everybody. Bye, Lindsey, and all that. Yay.
Thank you for listening to T-Bone and Chick Brew. If you enjoyed that show, you should check out the Jerome McClain Show, independent media that won't reinforce tribalism. We have one planet and nobody's leaving, so let's reason together. You can find the Jerome McClain Show at the same place you actually listen to this show. Give it a shot.